Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, our Patriot Bald Eagle. I've been waiting around for this to see what would happen. A few days ago, we covered a story on cucumbers by Bedner's Growers Incorporated out of Boynton Beach, Florida. And we were talking about how it may have the potential to get bigger because the cucumber story was a little all over the place. We didn't really know where they were going. Well, the Palm Beach Post, which we're going to be reading from, has put out just a little over an hour ago, so I'm sure a lot of news will follow. Florida cucumber recall, as they say, triggers dozens of salad and sushi recalls from Walmart, Publix, and more. And it does include Kroger's and Albertsons. So I'm not going to be buying any cucumbers anytime soon. It's just, and it's due to salmonella, of course. It's always something. There's always clusters of something in these recalls. And as to where I hate to be the one to deliver the bad news, covering a lot of different food on this channel, I feel like it is kind of my responsibility. Sometimes I can't cover them all the time, but we try to cover as much as we can. So this is out of the Palm Beach Post, and they go on to say companies using cucumbers recalled from a Florida farm that has been linked to dozens of cases of salmonella poisoning are issuing their own recalls, with 6 more announced for products sold at Publix, Walmart, Albertsons, Kroger, and more retail locations around the country. Bedner Growers Incorporated of Boynton Beach voluntarily recalled cucumbers sold at Bedner's Farm Fresh Market and distributed by Fresh Start Produce Sales Incorporated, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said in a release May 19th. Went back when we covered this. Quote, cucumbers have been linked to earlier outbreaks sickening over 1,000 people. Bedner Growers was linked to a salmonella outbreak in 2024, said food safety attorney Bill Marler. I think we covered that one too. It's been a while. The Food and Drug Administration has released voluntary recalls announcements for prepared salads, vegetable bowls and plates, sushi, and more across now 27 states. It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. Just like we all said it would. Just like we all said it was. So I told everybody, hold off. Don't, find out where it's from. Because we didn't know where they were going. From what we understood, they were being sold to restaurants and other places, around the country, that we knew it was an issue, and hopefully restaurants have taken all of these down and gotten rid of them. Hopefully, if you managed to stumble on where they came from or who ordered them, and what stores they went to, which we had no information. As of May 23rd, there have been 26 reported salmonella cases, which we did know that, the CDC said, in 15 states, including Florida. Several people ate the cucumbers on cruise ships leaving ports in Florida, the CDC said, end quote. Now, me and Jessica were thinking back to when we had gone on the cruise about a month ago, and we did not have any cucumber. Neither one of us had any cucumbers, so hopefully, the thing is, though, is that salmonella can spread from one item to the next. If somebody touches it, then moves it on to another product, it can easily spread to something else, which is why we all have to be cautionary about it. They go on to say here, salmonella is an organism that can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, frail or elderly people, and others with weakened immune systems. No deaths have been reported, but 9 people have been hospitalized, the CDC said. The cucumbers were sold at 3 Bedner's Farm Fresh Market locations in Boynton Beach, Delray Beach, and West Palm Beach between April 29th, 2025 and May 14th, 2025, according to a release from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The vegetables were also distributed to retailers, distribution centers, wholesalers, and food service distributors this spring. The new recalls for this, which we said this was going to happen. We knew, I don't ever guarantee anything because we never know. We never know if we'll ever find out some of the names. But I'm sure a lot of these retail stores were a little uncomfortable with that. Knowing that you're going to be shopping in a store and not know of a recall that has happened. So the new recalls are for Penrose Farms LLC, which is 5-pound mesh bags of whole cucumbers shipped to Restaurant Depot distribution centers using the UPC code 8412-141-01714, packaged between May 2nd and May 5th, sold in Florida, Georgia, Illinois, New Jersey, and Ohio. Albertsons, authentic Greek salad, ready meals Greek salad, and Greek salad with various sell-through dates from around May 20th to May 24th. That just a couple days ago. And big one here. These were sold in, this is Albertsons now, sold in Connecticut, Delaware, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. With no UPC code that I can find. Also, we're reading from the Palm Beach Post. You can most likely find all this information on the FDA's website. That's most likely where they're drawing this from. Or CDC website. And there's a variety of different phone numbers for each one listed to call to get your money back. Get your money back. JFE Franchising Incorporated. 24 different vegetable trays, vegetable bowls, salads, noodle bowls, and sushi under the Snow Fruit or Snow Fox labels. It's pretty popular. 5 different vegetable bowls and salads under the Rondi's label, and a cucumber salad and sushi containing cucumber under the Weiss Market label. And this has been sold in Kroger, Rondi's, or like Pick and Save and Metro Market, in parentheses, as I believe they own them. I believe. And Weiss Market retail locations in Alabama, Arkansas, Delaware, Kentucky, Illinois, Indiana, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. And then they have information to call it just says contact the company. I guess I got tired of writing the phone numbers down. There is a couple different websites here to get a hold of Snowfruit or snowfox.com if it has been through their, I guess, product there. Big Y Foods. Big Y Foods. Any made-to-order small sub, large sub, 30-inch super sub, wrap, or panini purchased on May 20th or May 21st. Chances are that's already eaten by now. Let's see. 30 locations. My goodness. 30 locations in Connecticut and Massachusetts. And then they have information, phone number here for Big Y Foods, and other information. And yes, if you've purchased this, I would definitely, hopefully, we try to encourage, me and Jessica have been holding on to all of our receipts. All of them. I don't care what it is, especially grocery stores. Because these recalls have been so massive over the last year or two, we're just saving them all. Save them all, put them in a shoebox, put them anywhere. That way, if this ever comes up, maybe try and categorize. And I understand it's a bit of a headache. Now, we jot things down over time. Luckily, a lot of these products we have not had on a recall for ourselves. Luckily. But when it happens, I want to make sure that I have my receipt and that I'm ready to get my money back. And it has nothing to do about getting my money back. I mean, it does, but they have to pay for it. It's their labs that failed in the testing. It's their ways of doing things that have failed. And whether that's a good, whether it's a bad thing or not, and whether they're sorry is irrelevant, they need to pay for it. They sold you a product that was tainted with salmonella or something else. They have to pay for it. If they don't, then none of this ever gets fixed. Okay, Kroger. Deli Fresh Vegetable Tray, Medium, Deli Spring Mix Salad Tray, BRHD Hummus Vegetable Platters, small and medium, sold between May 8th and May 21st. And whole cucumbers sold between May 14th and May 21st. So I hope when we talked about this the other day, I hope so. And a lot of people buy cucumbers, and it's, it's just, it's crazy how massive these things get. And this is why I was trying to get the message out there to hold off, right? To hold off until we find out once we get more information, so we know for sure. And these were sold in the greater Memphis area, Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Western Kentucky. Questions, call Kroger customer service. Publix. Loose cucumbers sold between May 14th and May 20th. And watermelon onion feta, salads, spinach salads, and garden salads sold between May 17th and May 23rd. Sold in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. And they give you the information for Bednar growers. If you have your receipt, I would just maybe call. I'm sure, none of these companies want to have the product taken back to the store, because that's another issue. Okay. Hopefully you have the receipt, or maybe just call, or contact. I'll give you the number here for Bednar Growers Incorporated, because they better be giving people their money back one way or another. Either the store's going to get it back from them, or you are. I guess it's up to us to figure that out. They may send you a coupon. I don't know how they'll work that out. I don't want a coupon. I want my physical money back, because again, that's the only way. We'll get into some of this here in a minute. Questions, call Bednar Growers Incorporated at area 1-866, so 866-222-9180. That is 866-222-9180. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, next one on the list, Ukrops. Ukrops Homestyle Foods, LLC, marinated cucumber salad in 16-ounce, 36-ounce, and bulk sizes, sold between May 11th and May 26th. Sold in Food Lion stores in North Carolina and Virginia, Harris Teeter in Williamsburg and Virginia, Kroger stores in Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Libby Market and Ukrops Market Hall in Richmond and Virginia. And questions to call Ukrops Homestyle Foods. We're not going to go over all the numbers. If you have purchased any of these between the dates or things that we go over, make sure you get the information to where you bought it and give them a call. Walmart. Walmart, I feel like over all these different recalls, through different salads, produce, everything else, I feel like Walmart is always included in there somewhere. Walmart, market side fresh cut cucumber slices sold in select stores in Texas between May 13th, 2025 and May 20th, 2025. Questions, visit walmart.com or contact their customer care service line. Okay, so that's as far as what's new and what's going on. With that, let's read on. Products have been removed from shelves and are no longer for purchase. The recall does not affect cucumbers currently for sale at Bednar's Farm Fresh Markets after May 14, 2025, the FDA said. and does not include any other products. The company is no longer producing or selling its own cucumbers because the season is over. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your thoughts. Keep it PG-13. Florida farm contributed to previous outbreak. In June 2024, Fresh Start Produce Sales Incorporated recalled cucumbers from Bednar and from Thomas Produce Company of Boca Raton that were linked to a salmonella outbreak that ultimately sickened 551 people in 34 states and the District of Columbia, including 60 people in Florida. Investigations found multiple strains of salmonella, and this is why I'm talking about this, why we're putting it out here, because we don't want it to get that far. Hopefully it hasn't already. Investigations found multiple strains of salmonella in samples of both soil and water tested at Bednar Growers Incorporated. And the FDA suggested at the time that Bednar's also may have been a source for other outbreaks. Why are they still in business? Or why? I mean, it's happening all over again. That's the... I don't know. And I'm sure there's many other factors and many things that had to been done. I don't know, though. I don't know. We'll just have to... I don't know. We just have to move on, I guess, and figure it out for ourselves. But for this to happen again, was the areas not clean again? I know the investigation's going to be ongoing for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if more areas turn up in this. None of this really surprises me anymore. Quote, multiple other strains of salmonella unrelated to this outbreak investigation found at Bednar Growers Incorporated matched clinical isolates from illnesses in the National Center for Biotechnology Information's, or NCBI, database that occurred in previous years, the FDA said, end quote. Okay. Of the patients, 125 were hospitalized, the CDC reported, and the outbreak ended in late August of 2024. No deaths were reported. Okay, where were people infected with the salmonella? According to the CDC, the people infected in the salmonella outbreak as of May 20th are in Alabama, California. Well, we'll go over how many people have been infected as well. Alabama, 1. California, and these are possibly going to get bigger, possibly, or this is just only the cases that have been recorded. Obviously, these are the only cases that have been reported. There could be multiple cases of this, and people just got better, or, things like that. So, Alabama, 1. California, 1. Colorado, 1. Florida, 3. Illinois, 4. Kansas, 1. Kentucky, 1. Michigan, 1. New York, 1. North Carolina, 3. Ohio, 4. Pennsylvania, 2. South Carolina, 1. Tennessee, 1. And Virginia, 1. All right. Then it just goes on and on about information about salmonella, which we have talked about 1,000 times over the years because of all of these different cases that keep popping up, I swear, like once every couple months. I feel like salmonella, if it's not salmonella, it's listeria. If it's not listeria, it's E. coli. If it's not that, we're finding plastic pieces or metal wire in food, which those have passed, okay? That's not present, but it's like there's just so many different recalls going on, guys. It's hard to keep up with it all. But I wanted to get this information out as fast as possible in case this does get bigger. You have a chance to look through your fridge and say, oh, well, this came from Bednar Farms, or or any of the stores that we mentioned: Kroger, Albertsons, Harris Teeter, which Kroger owns, Walmart, all these different Publix, some big superstores here that a lot of people shop at all around the country. So, wanted to get this information out as fast as possible. I'll continue to update things as we go along, as I have the time to do so. But if I can't, just know the message: watch your food, watch what you buy, and keep an eye, on different websites, FDA, CDC, or different news outlets. There's been a lot of news stations, TV stations that have been covering these a lot as well as they get bigger. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.